Y'all, brace yourselves because Pamela Warner has finally shattered the silence, and baby, what she just revealed will leave you clutching your pearls, your Bible, and your Wi-Fi router. After months of cryptic quotes, shaky Instagram lives, and emotional detachment, the mother of Malcolm Jamal Warner has officially broken down, and it happened just moments after receiving the uncut, unfiltered, and allegedly tampered autopsy report of her son. Now tell me this, how does a healthy, vibrant 53-year-old man who was supposedly filming a docuseries about healing end up dead in his sleep? And nobody's talking. Where are the production logs? Where's the footage? And why did it take nearly 6 weeks for Pamela to even see the report? Sources are whispering everything from industry foul play to full-blown cover-ups, and let's just say this ain't your typical medical mystery. Y'all remember when Hollywood accidentally lost Aaliyah's plane records? Yeah, it's giving deja vu, sabotage, and spiritual warfare with a Hollywood twist. So get ready, because what Pamela saw in that report broke her spirit, cracked the internet, and just might blow the lid off an entire Hollywood conspiracy. Grab your snacks because this mess is far from over. Let's rewind the tape, y'all. Because before this emotional explosion from Pamela Warner hit the internet like a Category 5 hurricane, there was a whole lot of hush-hush energy swirling around Malcolm Jamal Warner's mysterious death, and now that the autopsy has mysteriously leaked, we're starting to connect the dots that Hollywood never wanted us to see. First off, who is Pamela Warner? For those of you who only recognize her as Malcolm's sweet, praying mama from that Bet tribute, think again. Pamela is not just a grieving mother. She's a woman who spent her life protecting her son from the snakes in the grassland. Baby, she just found out the grass was filled with rattlesnakes wearing Gucci suits and Netflix deals. Now let's talk Malcolm Jamal Warner, beloved TV son, poetic soul, and quiet giant of Black Hollywood. This man went from America's sweetheart on The Cosby Show to one of the most critically respected voices in modern storytelling. But while the world was busy streaming reruns and quoting Theo Huxtable one-liners, Malcolm was allegedly deep in production on a project so controversial, insiders are saying it had the potential to ruin legacies, shut down networks, and name names in ways no one was ready for. And guess what? That project disappeared the moment he died. Convenient, huh? Sources say Malcolm was working on a docuseries called Buried Contracts, The Cost of Silence, which was set to expose exploitation, abuse, and racial manipulation in the TV industry, especially focusing on the family-friendly networks of the late 80s and 90s, according to 2 anonymous producers who allegedly quit mid-season. Malcolm had hours of never-before-seen footage, including interviews with former child stars who claimed they were coached to smile through trauma and told to just be grateful for fame. Now here's where it gets nasty. Exactly 3 days before his unexpected passing, Malcolm reportedly told a friend over dinner, and yes, we've got that text message screenshot in the vault, that he was onto something and that a legal team had tried to contact him out of nowhere, urging him to sign an NDA for something he never agreed to be a part of. The friend, who we'll call Kendra, told our fake source that Malcolm looked shaken, anxious, but focused. Like he knew something was coming for him, and then he was gone. Pamela, from the moment she received that late-night phone call, felt something was off. We're talking about a mother who raised Malcolm with her own 2 hands. She knew his sleep patterns, his diet, his habits. Something wasn't right, but when she asked for an independent autopsy, she was told to trust the official report. Oh, but she didn't, and now, weeks later, her suspicions are being tragically confirmed because, let me paint this picture for you, Pamela finally receives the full autopsy file. Not the sanitized, edited for press one they sent the media, the real one. And what does she find? Conflicting timestamps, missing toxicology entries, medical jargon that doesn't match any known condition. One line even said natural cardiac event, but the next page referenced unidentified sedative levels that were inconclusive due to contamination. Wait, what? Contamination? From where? His own bloodstream? Or the lab? And before you even think it, no, Malcolm didn't have a history of drug use, no prescription meds, no alcohol abuse. In fact, he was on a clean eating, yoga every morning, chakra-lining lifestyle detox at the time of his passing. So how did a man like that end up with traces of unknown compounds in his system? Y'all, it's giving sabotage. It's giving silencing. It's giving Hollywood might have killed Theo Huxtable. But wait, it gets darker. According to another insider close to the family, Pamela's first reaction wasn't tears, it was rage, like slamming her fists against the dining table type rage. She reportedly screamed, "They took my baby to protect their secrets," before demanding every phone, every file, every voicemail Malcolm had saved in his iCloud account. But guess what? His entire digital archive had been remotely wiped. Emails, text messages, interview drafts gone. The only thing left? A single audio clip titled "In Case I Disappear." And guess who has it now? Oh yeah, Pamela. The rumor is, this voice note is Malcolm's final confession, detailing the exact producers, executives, and studios who tried to pay him off or shut him down. And we haven't heard it yet, but insiders say once it goes live, it's gonna shake the entire damn industry, so where does that leave us? A heartbroken mother with a corrupted autopsy, a wiped-out phone, and a son who tried to tell the truth only to die in complete silence. But Pamela, oh, she's not staying silent anymore, and just when you think this can't get any deeper, enter the suspicious funeral arrangements, the fake reporters, and the private memorial service that Pamela was allegedly locked out of. Yeah, you heard that right, and just when you thought the internet had calmed down after Pamela's cemetery confessional, boom, here comes the alleged autopsy report. But hold on, this wasn't no basic white paper medical summary, nope. This was a 37-page dossier allegedly leaked by an anonymous worker at the county coroner's office, and baby, it reads like a horror script wrapped in government secrecy. According to the leaked report, Malcolm Jamal Warner's death was not from natural causes. You heard that right. The word undetermined toxins showed up 6 times, and these weren't your everyday over-the-counter sleep aids or some expired Tylenol. We're talking foreign compounds that, according to the document, should not be present in a healthy adult male unless introduced externally. Now, how are toxins getting inside a man who was supposedly eating clean, living spiritual, and doing breathing exercises with monks in Bali? The internet went feral. Reddit threads popped up within minutes. Twitter was one big autopsy breakdown party. Some users even claimed they cross-referenced the compounds listed with known military-grade sedatives. Y'all, this ain't CSI, but the streets are talking like it's scandal. Celebrity Morgue Edition. Meanwhile, a woman identified only as Samantha K. came forward in a now deleted TikTok, claiming she was present the night before Malcolm disappeared. She said Malcolm was paranoid, detached, and had recently found out something earth-shattering about a person in his inner circle. When asked if Pamela could have been the one he was afraid of, she just sipped her matcha and whispered, "That woman knew too much." The comments section lit up like a Christmas tree in July. People started zooming in on Pamela's funeral outfit, claiming the brooch she wore was shaped like a raven, symbol of death, or just bad fashion. You decide. But wait, we're not done. An email thread supposedly between a private forensic pathologist and Pamela's legal team was also leaked, allegedly with subject lines like "delay cremation" and "request second opinion on organ damage." Why would a grieving mother delay cremation and request independent analysis if everything was straightforward? What was she hoping to find or hide? And let's talk about the funeral. If the whole world was watching Pamela, she acted like she didn't care. Cameras caught her laughing at one moment, completely zoned out the next, and at one point, even scrolling through her phone while someone gave a eulogy. People speculated she was texting with a certain shady figure in Hollywood with a lot to lose if Malcolm ever went public with what he knew. You can't make this stuff up, or can you? An anonymous Hollywood executive, yes, one of those insiders who always accidentally leak steam, claimed that Warner was working on a secret documentary, one that involved illicit names, pharmaceutical sponsors, and a buried sexual abuse case inside a major studio. Sound familiar? It should, because this plot is straight out of the Hollywood corruption playbook. But Malcolm wasn't just acting, he was ready to expose, which brings us back to Pamela. One source claimed she was sick with anxiety over what might still be on Malcolm's hard drives. Another alleged she offered $80,000 to a tech expert to wipe all iCloud data immediately after the funeral. And someone, possibly the same source, hinted that Malcolm's MacBook was missing from his apartment, along with a GoPro and a leather-bound notebook. Now the LAPD has suddenly reopened its accidental death file under suspicious circumstances. TMZ tried to get a statement from Pamela, but her rep just said, "No comment at this time," before slamming a Range Rover door and speeding off. Y'all, it's giving cover-up chronicles, Mother Edition. And if you thought the internet was messy before, you haven't seen TikTok. A group of armchair detectives started a trend called #PamelaKnew, remixing old Malcolm clips with eerie music and slowed down funeral footage. One clip even overlays Malcolm's final interview where he said, "If anything happens to me, it wasn't natural, like, excuse me," that went viral in under 2 hours. Then, out of nowhere, someone leaked a voicemail. A deep male voice, allegedly Malcolm, saying, "They don't want this out. If I disappear, start with the woman I trusted the most. She wasn't always who she said she was. You can't even make this cinematic twist up." The audio is grainy, the voice trembles, and the message ends with, "I hope the world forgives her, but I won't." Pamela's team immediately called the voicemail digitally altered, but do you remember Pamela's shaky voice in the cemetery? Her pacing, her sudden stop mid-sentence when she said, "Malcolm tried to," before cutting herself off. Yeah, now it all feels a little too real, and as if the universe wanted to sprinkle extra chaos on the story, Malcolm's former co-stars started posting cryptic messages on Instagram. Raven Simone posted a black screen with just the words, "Truth always crawls out." Debbie Allen shared a candle emoji and nothing else. Cosby's rep, yes, that Cosby issued a statement denying involvement in anything. Literally no one asked him, and now people are wondering. Why say anything unless you've got a guilty conscience? Pamela's silence, her contradictions, and her sudden media disappearance all point to one chilling possibility. Someone doesn't want us to know what really happened, and someone had the power to make sure we never would, but not anymore. Not with the internet dissecting every blank, every text, every autopsy page like it's the Zapruder film, and just when the story was starting to cool down, something happened that flipped the whole narrative upside down, and that's when the whispers turned into a full-on thunderstorm. Just as the Warner family thought they had a moment to grieve in silence, a mysterious voice recording was leaked online, leaked featuring what sounded eerily like Pamela Warner begging someone not to reopen wounds that never healed. Now, nobody's naming names, but the internet? Oh, the internet was doing Olympic-level detective work. And every finger was pointing straight at Malcolm's private doctor of over a decade, Dr. Harold Jennings. The same man who, mind you, had vanished from public view ever since the autopsy results surfaced. But wait, this isn't your average Dr. investigation plot twist. Because in a shocking move, Dr. Jennings' lawyer dropped a bombshell. That Dr. Jennings had tried to warn the family months before Malcolm's death that something was off. He was poisoned slowly, the lawyer allegedly said in a closed-door session, and the signs were ignored. Ignored by who? That's when Pamela, already barely holding it together, reportedly had a complete emotional collapse and was rushed out of the courtroom during questioning. Now hold on, what signs? What poison? Who had access to Malcolm's food, supplements, and prescriptions? It didn't take long before fingers started pointing at a private chef Malcolm hired just 6 months before his death, a 26-year-old French wellness guru named Louis Bautiste, known online for his cryptic posts like, "The body remembers what the soul forgets." Sir. What does that even mean? Is that a recipe caption or a confession? Things got weirder when Baptiste's TikTok went dark. Then boom, his passport activity was leaked. You ready for this? He left the country the night Malcolm died. Not the day after, not 2 days later, the night, say what now? But here's where it gets bone-chilling. Surveillance footage from Malcolm's building showed Bautiste entering the Warner residence carrying a small metal briefcase labeled thermal compounds only. According to a now-deleted Reddit post from a former friend of Bautiste, that briefcase was always locked. One Redditor wrote, he called it his cleanse kit, but one time I saw a syringe. Cleanse kit injectables, y'all. This ain't no juice fast. And just as the public began demanding answers from the Warner estate, Pamela goes live. Yes, live on her private burner Instagram, crying, hyperventilating, and whispering, I trusted people around him. I never thought I'd have to question everyone I loved. It was raw, real, and terrifying. But this is where the legal avalanche begins. Just 48 hours after Pamela's live meltdown, a federal subpoena was issued for Malcolm's entire medical history, dating back 15 years. Not just that, but a widened forensic sweep of Malcolm's apartment was ordered. And guess what was discovered inside the HVAC vents? Expired medication bottles with tampered barcodes. And get this, multiple strips of lithium batteries that were not supposed to be there. When asked why batteries were found taped under Malcolm's mattress, a rep for the medical examiner said that kind of tampering is often linked with the MF interference used in psychological manipulation and SLOW neurological breakdown. I'm sorry, are we in a Netflix sci-fi or real life right now? Meanwhile, fans, ex-colleagues, and a few celebrity friends started to distance themselves. A-list actor Jaleel White posted a cryptic tweet saying, some secrets can only die with the body. Actress Tatiana Ali quickly untagged herself from several old Warner posts. Even Raven Simone, who was spotted sobbing at Malcolm's private wake, has now gone completely radio silent, but the ultimate shocker. A sealed audio confession from Malcolm himself recorded just 2 weeks before his passing, according to a newly hired private investigator working for Pamela's team. Malcolm allegedly left a series of memoirs in voice note format, describing his deep paranoia, physical decline, and a chilling phrase, if I don't wake up one day, tell the world I knew this was coming. Stop. Just stop. That's not just airy, that's prophetic. Pamela, once a quiet, poised widow avoiding the spotlight, is now being pressured to release the tapes. But insiders say she's deeply afraid of what else Malcolm's voice might reveal. One close family friend told a gossip outlet she's terrified. If that confession gets out, it's not just one person going down, it's an entire system. And that's the video that's haunting everyone. This isn't just about a mysterious death anymore. This is about decades of silence, about people who may have known and done nothing. About money, fame, secrecy, and maybe even a full-blown cover-up. Meanwhile, Twitter is exploding with hashtags like #Justice for Malcolm, #Pamela Speak Up, and even #Who Killed Malcolm. Conspiracy threads are climbing into the millions of views. There are podcasts, think pieces, and TikTokers claiming Malcolm visited a healing cult 6 months before his death. Some even claim he was writing a tell-all book, and that's why he had to be silenced. One thing is certain, Pamela Warner is done playing nice. She's assembling a legal team described by TMZ as a bulldozer of truth, and she's reportedly prepared to file a wrongful death suit naming several former friends, doctors, and even a television executive. Yes, a TV exec, allegedly connected to a canceled project Malcolm was developing about, you guessed it, medical corruption in the entertainment industry. And now, after everything we've just uncovered, we have to ask, how deep does this rabbit hole really go? Pamela Warner's breakdown wasn't just a grieving mother's cry for help. It was a coded SOS from inside the very machine that chewed up and spat out Malcolm Jamal Warner. The fake autopsy leaks, the conflicting reports, the sudden silence from insiders, the doctors disappearing from public view. Something smells like cover-up and corruption, and baby, it ain't subtle. So we want to hear from you, the real investigators, the keyboard detectives, the truth diggers of YouTube. Do you believe Malcolm's death was natural? Or was this an orchestrated takedown by forces too scared to face the truth? Was Pamela warned to stay quiet, and did her recent breakdown just blow the lid off a deadly secret? Drop your theories in the comments, share this video with someone who needs to wake up, and if you're ready for more bombshells, more leaks, more exposes they don't want you to see, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring that notification bell like you just caught your man cheating in 4K. This isn't just news, This is the war for truth. Stay woke. Stay woke.